glad we noticed that in the beginning.
Yes, sir.
That would have been nice.
Shit, Jeremy, here we are. 41.
41.
41.
I didn't think we would last past 2.
No, I didn't. Well, I thought we'd get to 4. It's really like, man, if we can get a month in, and
That's
maybe get a couple viewers.
You're my longest relationship, Joe.
You're my longest happy relationship I've ever had.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that.
I think we're going on, decade now.
Wow.
I think we're at like a decade.
That's scary.
Yeah. Yeah, I've literally spent more time with you than I think anybody else. Yep. I know, it's weird.
And we're planning vacations.
We are planning vacations.
Vegas.
I think we're in a relationship.
All right, back to the show.
Isa, what do you think?
I mean, I'm a little jealous. I thought you and I had such a long-standing relationship.
I try to spread the wealth.
But she worked for you, didn't she?
She did.
Was this the best manager or the worst manager you were telling me at the break?
Oh, me, I loved having Isa. She was great. I don't know if she felt that way about me, but
The way she just looked at you, the answer is no. How long did you work for with Joe?
I was there probably 3 years on and off because remember I traveled.
yeah.
You were manager?
Mm-hmm.
Bartender?
I did everything.
Server, manager, bartender, clean up the
I got on the
bathrooms.
line and cooked. I prepped. I did all of it. But what's funny is we were just talking about this.
Yeah.
You had interviewed like 13 people or something like prior to me walking in. And then I walked in all Susie Sunshine and I was like, hey, I'm Isa.
I'm here to work. And
here
Joe
for the
hired you
job.
on the spot and you started tomorrow, didn't you?
Immediately. Yeah.
I did. I went through so many interviews. I'm like, all right, you win.
Honestly, I felt like I won by default.
No, I don't think it was default.
Well, then once you got to know me, it was my amazing personality.
How was Joe as a boss? Let's forget what he thinks about you for a second. How was Joe as a boss?
Honestly, if I'm being really, really honest, Joe's probably the best boss I've ever had.
How much did he pay you to say that?
$13 an hour.
Okay. Good number.
God, it was that long ago. That might have been.
I think that was the start. No, I think 15 was
15 was
the
the
start.
start. Yeah.
But I went through a lot during that time that I was working there, and I decided to travel with another job that I got, and he was like, go do it, because I got to drive across country 3 different times. And he's like, your job's here when you get back. And so every time I came home, before each time I left again, I would come back and I would work at the restaurant, and then I leave again for 6 months.
So you were there 6 months, gone 6 months?
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good 6 months for you, and then all of a sudden you had to work for 6 months.
No, it actually worked out great because, we're so seasonal, being on the beach. So she would literally be here for busy season.
I would
And
try to
then
be here for busy
you didn't
season.
when I'm
fire
cutting
her, you told her
hours,
to
she
go.
would go away for slow season. It was fantastic.
Right? You're like, you are cut. I'm traveling.
I'm traveling. Gotta go.
However you want to look at it.
But no,
But
it
it was
was
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
It worked out really well for both of us.
I really considered Joe family after a certain time, just because he was just so good with me as with my personality, because I can be a little difficult to handle.
I haven't noticed.
So, I'm very, very opinionated, outgoing, reactive, and stuff. He always knew kind
Yes.
of
So how long ago was this
chill me out.
that you worked for Joe?
Oh my God. It's got to be at least 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I think it's at least 3 years at this point.
And then what made you say, all right, Joe, I'm never coming back? Not in a bad way. You obviously moved on to something else.
I did. I went to school to be an EMT.
Gotcha. So from serving beer to stitching up people.
Yeah.
Now we've
I
had
did.
a lot of change in when it comes to going to school and student loans. Like they just like people have to pay back their student loans again, which
They
they
do.
just announced. Now,
So what, you got out of it for a little bit, now you got to pay it back?
so yeah, with what they did, like for Corona, they kind of did like a pause, like, oh, you don't have to, and then
I think it was under Biden. He put
yeah,
like a
the
couple
last
of-
administration said that okay, the student loans are forgiven, right? But then they found out that was illegal, and they couldn't just forgive all this debt. So now everyone has to pay their share.
Sure, you don't owe us 50 grand. Now you owe us 50 grand.
plus all the taxes that have been building on it.
Yeah.
Wait, they billed you for the taxes on it too?
Well, so for me, it was different. So my last traveling assignment was Oregon. So when I was driving back from Oregon cross country, I applied to the program and I actually got a scholarship and pushed through without having to pay for anything. So
For EMT school.
mm-hmm,
So debt free on the
debt
school.
free. Yeah.
Now, EMT, you work 12 hours off, 12-hour type thing? How long is usually your ETM
Yeah, they're 12-hour
EMT shift?
shifts. So we're 12-hour shifts. Fire departments, when they have a truck like we do, like an ambulance truck, they do 24 hours, which is very difficult.
You do 24 hours?
No, they do, the fire departments. Whichever fire, because
But they go back to the thing and sleep, and they slide down the pole at when the alarm goes off, right?
I don't think there's poles anymore.
No, that's bull. There's not a fire station with a pole.
Wait, I'm sorry. There is one. There's one.
You don't think the Daytona one has one? That's an old station. The Holly Hill's an old station. Like, they don't have poles there anymore?
No.
I mean, I thought like every time the alarm went off, it was a stripper song, and 3 guys just went down the thing. Not that I'm into that, but wouldn't that be kind of cool? Just because she dances, go. It don't make her a hoe. There's 3 guys swinging down, getting on a boat on a truck.
I think it made life fun sliding down a pole. I mean, I think it would be entertaining.
I mean, think about it. You're sleeping. You just want to sleep 30 minutes ago. The alarm goes off. You got to wake up, throw on your clothes, and slide down a pole.
I think more of I think now it's more of a hazard. Are you going to get injured sliding down the pole because you are waking up at 3 a.m.?
It's because everyone's so happy nowadays.
It's a liability, but it's a fun.
So you're not going to walk. So half asleep with my boots on, running down the stairs. Even worse.
Yeah.
Even worse.
I think the pole might actually be safer.
Right, because at least you're holding on. You're like, yes, I'm still sleeping for 12 seconds. You're walking downstairs, but if you sleep, you're not sleeping. You did.
You did immediately.
You did.
And that's a lie. That's fast.
So how long have you been in the industry?
Almost 2 years.
I'm sure you've seen your fair share of items.
I have seen some pretty crazy things, actually.
Can you give us a story of the craziest thing without saying names or anything? But
yeah, of course. So, this was an interesting thing. I've never been in this situation before. I had to pick somebody up, and they were very impatient for us to get there. It was a busy day, and so patients who are not as emergent wait a little bit longer if they can. So the system.
So, sir, are you dying? Okay, cool. 3 to 5 hours, we'll be there.
Yeah. I mean,
so last time I called 911 and needed an ambulance, like, bro, just drive me to the hospital. We are not waiting. It's 3 to 5 hour wait. And I got a gun wound.
No, my gosh. Can you imagine? No,
But wait. Let's go back here. Hold on. What marks it like I'm going to be there in 3 to 5 hours? And what says I'm going to come now?
Well, obviously, if you have a gunshot, that's an emergency.
So that's a now.
Right now.
But if you're just not feeling good, a little lightheaded, we'll see you in 3 to 5 hours.
Yeah, if you just vomiting,
you broke your pinky and you're vomiting, right?
You're gonna if there's not a truck,
so
you're
they
gonna wait a few
you call 911. That's what they ask. Do you feel like you're gonna die? So, and then they put the on hold music. Is that what happens?
They put you on hold with the elevator music,
right? Your wait.
We give them a time. They get a time frame. That say,
your
hey,
wait
we'll send
time
to you.
is 96 minutes. Would you like to hold? Please press pound.
That would be actually kind of great if that did happen.
So,
some type of music on.
I would love to. I don't mean to get off track. I would love to be a 911 operator. I wouldn't last one shift. You're what? You stuck it where? Oh no, sir. That we're coming immediately, and we're getting pictures. Like, I don't care what you say. We're getting pictures. Stacy and Rachel are on their way. Don't remove it yourself. Don't remove it yourself. Actually, could you have FaceTime?
That is honestly, that would be. I don't know. Oh my god!
From what I'm getting,
what about a body cam? Are you allowed to wear a body cam?
No,
but cops can wear body cam for their safety, and they say it's for your safety and my safety. But you can't wear one for your safety and their safety.
I can't because can you imagine me doing compressions with a body cam on my?
I'd pay to see that.
I mean, I'm already pretty stacked in this area, so like to add a body cam on top of it,
it would
just be too much. It'd be too much.
See, that's what we need. Instead of the
YouTube video would go viral though.
Instead of agencies following the cops, we need to follow the paramedics.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. But no, the guy was so angry when we got there, like yelling at us. And so when we got
we took 96 minutes to get there. What do you expect?
It was 20. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I don't actually know how long the guy waited, but it was enough for him to be angry. So anyway, we get him set up and he just starts verbally eviscerating me. I mean, just every name in the book. And I'm just sitting there with my tablet like, okay.
Are you taking notes?
Pretty much, yeah. I'm just like typing like what he's saying and like.
Sir, how do you spell monkey butt? Gotcha. Okay, thank you, sir. Go ahead.
How do you spell Carnival Cruise Lines?
He was so angry. I could not understand like why this man was so angry because like it wasn't a huge situation. So for him to be that
96 minutes, that's why he's mad. I mean, I'd be mad too if my pinky broke and I needed 96 minutes for you to get there.
Your pinky though.
You should probably just take yourself to the
Just put
hospital.
tape on there.
I know. Dude, I fell off a wall one time, cracked my ribs, eyes bleeding. Like, do you want to go to the paramedics? I'm like, that's $500. I'll drive myself. Because it's $500, isn't it?
I think they've
Probably more now.
Yeah. Last time it was $500 when they show up.
Yeah, it's more now. I think I don't know the exact rate, but it's enough to make a difference.
So who gets billed the $500?
Well, if they have insurance, then they start there first. But how it works is a lot of people, when they take an ambulance ride, we get that a lot.
Now, if you come, it's $500, or if I get in the ambulance, it's $500.
To transport you to the hospital.
But if you come because I'm having chest pains, and I'm like, okay, I'm fine, I'm good.
Then nothing.
Then you guys leave, everybody's good. Then I'm good.
It's like a scene and treat. Like we come, we check you out. If you're like, I'm feeling okay.
Right.
I'll drive myself.
I said too many shots.
Like,
I said too many Jaeger bombs. Now I'm fine.
Yeah.
And I'm good. And then that's nothing. But as soon as you put me on that little thing and buckle me in and put me in the back of there, that's $5.
Yes.
I have a credit card machine here. Charge here. We are not leaving, sir, until you charge your card.
Isn't that somehow the private ambulances work?
do you want to bleed out here? Or you want to bleed out the hospital? Which one?
You had a gunshot wound. Sir, you have about 30 minutes. Swipe your card or you're not going to make it. It's not a hard thing.
It is pretty crazy, but we get a lot of people that say, oh, my insurance will cover it. And I'm just like, you walked to my truck. You climbed into the back of the truck. Then you sat down. Then we buckled you in. You could have driven yourself. Like people don't understand that if you can walk and ambulate is what we call it, there's no need. Like the idea is that for the insurance companies, not for us. Like the insurance companies is if you can get up and walk yourself to the ambulance, then you don't need to take an ambulance.
So the insurance
you can drive yourself. No. No.
You're an expensive date.
If
I ever open my eyes there, I'm like, well, there's $500
immediately.
You look beautiful, but you're still $500.
Just put it in. I'll give you. I have a Apple Tap.
And that's just to get in the truck. That doesn't count anything else.
That doesn't count the medication or like the stuff that they do. Yeah. EMS is hardcore. It's pretty hardcore. But they, to be honest with you, if anybody that works in EMS, like you have to do it because you love the job. You don't do it because of the money or anything else.
What is it? You love helping people. You love treating people. You love getting cursed at the top of your lungs 93 minutes later. Like what is it?
I was going to say, you have that in the restaurant industry.
Everything sounds like the restaurant industry. My drink wasn't fast enough. My food's too cold.
It's a little more aggressive with the ambulance, with the people in the ambulance, but I've dealt with that my whole life. But yeah, no, because I was a CNA for 8 years and that's why I was traveling during the time I was working. And, I would have 25, 30 patients just to myself and it was awful, terrible, terrible. I couldn't give the actual care I wanted to give. But when you work in this field, you get one patient from start to finish. And that's my favorite part about it is because I can give everything I have to this one person and then have a great day type situation.
And the stretchers are way more advanced this go around.
They're mechanical.
They're like mechanical. Like remember when you had to pull them up and like put the size, you hit a button, it puts them up.
You hold the button, it just raises.
It puts YouTube in front of them. There's cell phone hookups on the side. Their little lunch cooler comes out. Like it's got the whole thing.
We're waiting on the ISB charging ports next.
Can I charge my cell phone on that's $37? No problem.
Do you remember, because you were a CNA at this point, so you hadn't gone through schooling.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the first time that you had somebody pass out on the deck outside when you're managing the restaurant?
Yes. Well, I think it was out on the deck, out on the beach.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. I panicked. I didn't know what
and now
do.
You're an you're an ETM? You're an ATM?
Dude, she lost it. She's like, all right,
everybody
the person is passed out. All right, so I think we need to get. I was like, calm down. They're gonna
hold on. This is the same girl that if something happens to me is going to come to my house and put me on a stretcher.
Before school, though. This is before she went.
I'm well trained now.
Yeah, she's good now.
I'm gonna call that one. I'm sorry. Who are you sending? No. I will wait the 96 minutes for Rachel and Kelly. No, thank you.
But I'm the fun one, honestly. Like
I'll never.
I can see you being the fun one.
I'll never forget her question because we're sitting there and the person's like just starting to come out of it, like a little bit. They're like, and I'm like, all right, here's we had the rag, here's the cold rag, and EMS is coming, and we're walking back, and she goes, what would have happened if they didn't wake up? I was like, well, Isa, they would have died. Literally nothing I could have done about either of it.
Joe, after all this, what did you say when she came to you and said, I'm going to be an EMT? That's the real interaction I want.
I was actually excited because I felt like she took some of my calmness that I showed her on how to,
So you give yourself credit for her amazing job.
I do.
It has to. I did learn a lot from him. The calming aspect definitely came from
We
Joe.
need that my button hit for Joe. My button.
That button didn't work.
Let's try it again. I love me some me, Joe. Come on.
It was great. No, he was so supportive. He was so incredibly supportive. And during it, like I said, Joe, we were like, he was my best friend. He's like my brother. I mean, we really bonded during that time. So it meant a lot to learn from him. And I've told you that over the years, like how I've learned how to kind of assess, chill, take a breather before reacting. Because especially with my background being Spanish and Italian, I'm very reactive.
That's a combination.
I can be very, very mean.
Taco, enchilada, pasta, all up in you.
Enchilada pasta.
And a cannoli at the end. All up in you.
Tiramisu.
Oh, tiramisu's good.
That's it.
Food next.
But yeah, it's been a challenge. It was a challenge in the beginning, but I definitely found my niche. I mean, this.
Well, you just think ahead. It's really about. I mean, it's not what's happening; it's what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Are they going to bleed out? Is that bone? What's going to happen? Do they need to go to the hospital? Are they going to die? Do they need oxygen? Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like
You
don't know
really
some of that,
think
but you have to really assess ahead, which I like it too. I think EMT would be fun. I really think it'd be a fun. But I think it'd be kind of gross at certain times.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun. Ma'am, you did what?
What's the craziest thing someone has called EMS for? Like just the most ridiculous.
I'm telling you, I want to guess it. I want to guess. There was a toy in a spot it wasn't supposed to be.
Oh.
There's worse than that. I can't find my candlestick holder, and we know where it is. Like, come on, give me something. It's got to be better than that.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I just don't want to drive my car.
Oh wow, to get to the hospital just for a ride.
They just wanted a taxi ride.
That's not the best one.
That's the best one.
No, that's like the craziest.
I was gonna say I did that with a tow truck one time to get home from the bar.
You towed your own car?
I'm not surprised, honestly.
Yeah.
You got in your car, towed it, and then got home.
Yeah, I had them towed. I had AAA, so I had it tow them to my house.
Oh, because that's for. Oh, you don't have to pay for that either.
No, if you're within like 5 miles of your house, you could just free DD for AAA. It worked out great.
How many times a week did you do that?
I've only done it probably 3 or 4 times, but I mean, it worked out
this
well.
week.
No, but no, like it was like, wow, look how drunk I am. I'm probably not going to drive today, so I'll call the tow truck. And then most of the other times, I'm like, I'm fine.
Did you tip him at least?
Joe, seriously, you're in the service industry.
You didn't tip them?
Well, I mean, it's like a tow truck,
and he's gonna know where you live.
Popped your freaking towels.
Never.
Circle back around and like
circle back. He's so drunk.
Like when
you'd have walked out with 3 flat tires. Can't claim insurance on 3 flat tires.
Hold on a second.
You're a dick, dude.
When I towed cars,
you did not tip your guy.
I towed cars for AAA. No one tipped me. It just wasn't a tip job.
Every time I have my car towed, my fault, like it breaks down or something, I tip the guy. Every time.
Well, I don't tip tow truck drivers because every tow truck driver, every car I towed, no one ever tipped me. So I didn't
start a
that
trend.
Was a,
be a trendsetter.
2 wrongs don't make a right.
Love me some.
I didn't even know it was wrong to begin with. I just figured it was like when you go to the Winn-Dixie, you don't tip that person. I don't tip the tow truck driver.
For getting you safe home from a DUI. No DUI. Your car's in your driveway.
That's not why he showed up.
Did he show up
Why did he
showed up to tow the broken down car?
It wasn't broken.
No.
It wasn't broken.
So you lied.
Yeah.
And didn't tip him.
So AAA really needs
You're
to know
a shitty
that.
person. I'm calling AAA when I get back in here.
If it was something like you normally tip for, sure. Yeah, I always tip on stuff. But that's like not a
do you have a client named Ballgame?
You tip the tow truck guy?
I tip him too.
Really?
Do you tip the tow truck driver?
I did one.
That's 3 in 1, bro.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe maybe I'll tip the tow truck driver next time. I don't drink anymore.
I hope his car breaks down today.
So
I have cash in my pocket. I'll be able to tip him.
There you go.
I had a really good tow truck
No,
driver.
there's got to be. Come on. I mean, that's a good one. They called for a free ride. There's got to be something that stands out.
If I'm being completely honest, in the 2 years that I've been there, nothing like that. Nothing crazy. Literally, I'm not even kidding.
No,
Isn't
like
that sad? I know. Now other trucks get some great stuff, but with my truck,
now, are you paired up with somebody all the time, or is it always a different person you work with?
yeah. So we have ALS trucks that have a paramedic and an EMT, and then we have my truck, which is like a BLS truck, and I'm a lead EMT, so I'm kind of like a medic, but I don't have the credentialing, and then I have an EMT that works with me.
But are you two always together? Like that's your partner, like
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
For a time, yeah. We're with our partners. It depends because we have bids all the time. So sometimes we'll have them for a year, 6 months. Just depends on where I want to go, where they want to go. If they want to change trucks, there's so many all over the place.
no, don't most counties only have 2 or 3 trucks, cities and stuff like that? Because there's no different. I mean, there's only a limited amount. It's not like there's. I mean, you know, cops. There's 37 cops out at night in Holly Hill and in Orlando. There's 700 cops out of. But isn't it true that most paramedics seem to there's only 2 or 3 trucks around at a time?
Mm-mm. No, we staff. I think there's about 15, at least 15 on this side anyway, and then on the other side is there's a little bit less. But it's been strapped because we're training and all that stuff. We're getting new people, new medics, things like that. So it just depends on any given day. Call outs play a big part. So it just depends. So yeah, I mean, if your 96-minute wait time, I mean, it's happened because it's so
Thank
short.
you for calling. We have 2 call outs today. Your rate time will be 2 hours and 47 minutes.
So, coming from the hospitality industry, are the call outs as rampant in that industry? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because the call outs aren't necessarily and this is countrywide. This is a USA thing, not even just like a around here thing. This is burnout is so real with this job. And I mean I work I told you pretty much every day. I work every day. I don't usually get days off. It's random if I get a day off.
Today was a good day off?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I got today off. But it's so but I have to be careful because then I get burnt out and then I call out, or
So you get as much overtime as you want then.
Oh, and yeah, anywhere you go to work as an EMT or paramedic, there's tons of
So
overtime.
if you wanted to work 7 days, 10 hours a day, they would be absolutely
100%.
Wouldn't care.
Mm-mm.
And all of us are trying to cut overtime and all this stuff. And you get time and a half too, right? I don't get personal in your business, but you get time and a half.
Yeah. Just like everywhere else. And so right now I'm working, I think it's like the next 8 or 9 days straight.
12 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good paycheck. If you pick me up, by paying $500, you got enough money to pay $500.
Well, when the paycheck comes in, then I'm like, where did it go?
It's like bartending. Where did it go? I made $300 last night. It's gone.
It's gone immediately.
Stop by and see your friend at one bar, grab to-go dinner at home, pay a bill, and you come like, I got $4 left. I just left with $300 an hour ago.
Yeah, well, that's been the service industry problem for a long time. Bartenders, servers go out, spend 3/4 of their check going to the bar after a shift.
After shift.
I don't think it's the same anymore.
No?
20 years ago, maybe. I don't think it's the same. I don't think these bartenders go out as much. Do you still see a lot of your staff getting out of there at 9, 10 o'clock?
Yours.
It's not like it used to be, but I mean, there's still a group that goes out. But
have you noticed there's really not any service industry nights anymore? Ladies' nights is kind of out the door. Happy
there
hours.
really isn't a ton of stuff like that around.
There really isn't anymore. Happy hours, everybody used to promote happy hours. I mean, I don't see them as much. Yeah, Chili still got 2-for-1s. They'll have that till they go bankrupt. Yeah.
But no one can really afford to give deals like that anymore. Everything's so expensive.
It is
you just
really
can't afford it. Giving discounts on everything unless, a supplier is going to come in and start dropping some money, but they don't even really do anything anymore.
Well, the other part of it too is there's so many people moving into this area. We're so oversaturated.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, you have these builders coming, these construction companies coming in and they're building apartments and homes, $400,000 or $500,000. Like where are you finding these people who can afford that? Can't even afford to go out half the time to go have dinner or go get drinks because you're not making enough to live. I live on my own. I support myself. I'm a single person. And it's really difficult to live and be able to have a life outside of. That's why I work so much. Because I'm like, if I'm not working, I'm going to sit on the couch all day. Like, I'd rather be making money, even though I might not see any of it when it comes in. But it'd be, it's $100 more than I would have had if I didn't go in. So it's so bad. I feel terrible. I remember this town when I was little. It's changed so much.
Oh yeah, it's a whole different ballgame now. Just the whole state of Florida, has changed, and I think it big change was after Corona when
Mhm.
we were the only state open, and everyone's like, okay, well, I guess
Go
we'll
to Florida.
go there now.
Florida's like its own separate
then-
entity.
Yeah, but it was
United States of Florida.
There's no where is it? There's no roads where we're going.
we don't need roads.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
I love it.
That's the path to Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, we got everybody that came down here, and it just like a lot of people sold their houses up there and just
Came
full
down here.
time moved here. And it changed our seasons and when we get busy and all that too.
We don't have. Do you see a season really much anymore?
The past 2 years I've seen a big shift where it used to be, March was busy because of spring break, and then, May, June, July were the big ones. Now it's kind of like February, March, April are the big ones. And then May, June, July, they're still good, but they're not as good. So it's instead of like giant jumps and drops, it's kind of a more of a steady pace.
Which is what you which is what you wanted,
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
it? With the chain with the new design.
Yeah.
So that works.
Yeah, it's bringing in, we're trying to bring in, more clientele because we didn't have a night business to
Mhm.
bring it in. And, snowbirds, pretty much snowbird season's over at this point. Easter, they all go back home.
Yeah.
So, and then, yeah.
That's a huge part of our clientele too.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's big for
I want
everybody.
free
Snowbirds
rides.
and all the snowbirds come down, and we're like, all right. So from this month to this month, just be ready to rock it out because it's gonna be busy.
So a lot of I fell down, I can't get up.
Yeah.
Calls in
Yeah.
snowbird season. Yeah.
Don't we have,
fire
don't we
departments
have
are
life
busy.
alert for that?
They
Do you life alert?
no, but we'll get like iPhones. Like if I think it's like an iPhone. I don't know if Androids have it, but like if you get into a car accident or like if you fall, a lot of times iPhone will call for them. It's like a feature that they'll have that it'll
Your
call
phone knows you
into like it'll call into 911 system and it'll alert.
I can see. I get home, fall asleep in my bed.
Could you imagine if that feature was around when I was drinking?
That's what I'm saying. Get home,
Jesus.
fall on your bed. You're like, oh, he
Yeah.
fell.
I'd be
That's why I'm
going to the
glad-
hospital a lot.
Also, I'm glad we were raised in an era where there was not a lot of cameras. And
No
like,
video
no
evidence.
video evidence.
No video evidence is huge for our generation. Because this new generation is fucked. Everything's on
God,
video.
everything.
Everything. I mean,
Half the stuff we did with video, we'd all be in jail.
you can't even have road
Without
rage
questioning.
anymore in this country without being on blast. I mean,
It's
but
pretty
that's the thing. Anything you do is going to be, somebody's going to record it. And it's, has a very good chance of just ruining your life, like that fisherman.
The
You know.
fisherman.
The one that yelled at was trying to fight the kid, hopped on his boat. That guy will never have he's done.
What happened to him?
I don't even remember that story.
So it was a dude, like a kid. And he said he was a kid on the video. So like, I even felt bad. I'm like, why are you going after a minor? Kid was like 21. So this man,
It's
But-
grown man.
yeah, but he's, the charter captain was just pissed off that, something happened in the morning and, he yelled at him like, you're going too fast through the bridge. And this guy on his trip back, so God knows how many beers he had while he was fishing, but on the trip back starts yelling at this kid. And the kid's like, at first he was kind of like, fuck you, bro. Like, a little aggressive. And then the guy started getting closer and you could tell the kid was like, oh, shit just got a little real. And he's like, I'm sorry, sir. Like, and the guy, said he was in the military. He's like, thank you for your service. And it wasn't even him, the kid that whoever said anything. Huge misunderstanding. This guy pulls his boat, hops on this dude's boat, and is like going to go after him. It scares the shit out of this man.
This man.
But-
He's 21. He's not a kid.
No, he's not. But like the way he sounded, the way he looked when I first saw it, I was thinking like he was a teenager. He was in high school,
Mhm.
is what I thought. I didn't know he was, at an age where you can punch them in the face. But it's like this guy, he owns his own business. He's a charter captain. Well, he did own his own business. He was a charter boat captain. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Like, and that, something like that, one outburst, one bad decision,
Yeah.
it can ruin your life because everything's on video. You gotta,
Especially, I mean, in EMS. Oh my gosh, when we have to do when anybody in EMS has to do anything outside or on the side of the street or there's a car. I mean, you have cameras, phones everywhere, and it's in the back of my head, I'm like, I wonder if they're getting my good side. But like on the other side of it, I'm like, be professional. Don't look at anybody because like for me, the biggest thing is the privacy of the patient. And, when we're taking somebody out of their house or whatever the case is, that's a vulnerable moment for them. But then you have all these neighbors and everybody wants to see everything. And so they're out there staring and, oh, what happened? And I'm like, can I help you? Can I help? Do you know they want some privacy. Like I'm nice about it, but it's everybody with the films and the cameras and everybody, you can't hide anything these days.
Honestly, if we just didn't respect people's privacy, it would be a lot easier. Like, the paramedic.
That's a creepy thing to say.
Well, I think that the paramedic just stands there, like, in the middle of the street, like, hey, Sally fell down. Sally broke a big toe. Sally's going to be all right. Sally will be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
The whole neighborhood knows. Everyone just goes back home. No one cares anymore.
Oh, guys, Sally's fine. Sally's good.
Yeah. And then that whole crowd that's videotaping everyone work just disperses.
Yeah. That would be nice.
That never happens.
It's just like, it's like the freak flag fly. It's just, giving people the information so they aren't clamoring to find it.
if only that could really be.
Just like here, there you go. You got it. You happy?
Yeah. Make it less appealing, but yeah, it's
like
so bad.
An accident where they have to block it off, like a sign that says "Dude's dead, gonna be a while," would be super helpful for everyone trying to figure out their route.
The black bag that came out that was zipped up should have told you what he was going on with him.
But what if you didn't? What if you were back in like 3 miles back of traffic? You got no idea what's going on.
Oh, I hate that.
Like
So you get up
inform
there,
the public.
It's one little fender bender, and then
and
blocking
they
all
all
the traffic.
there. I hate that. It's like,
like all the cars, they stop, they
And
go
they
slow.
just
Oh
like-
yeah.
The whole time they're just trying to get a visual of what's going on, and it's like
They wouldn't do that if you had a sign that told them what just happened. This would be good for safety on the road.
No, it should be like caught lady cheating, got boyfriend, broken wrist, all good.
the footnotes.
Yeah. Like, it would make life so much easier.
Because she would know and you feel better.
I feel like I would know, like, dude died, gonna be a while. Cool. I will find an alternate route. Or am I
How
just
do we
gonna
get that
sit here?
information out? Are you trying to do like a mass text, like an Amber Alert?
No, like
traffic alert?
a billboard on the side of the ambulance.
Oh,
That just you type
But
it
you
in
won't
and there
know
you
until
go.
you drive by and you're 3 miles back. You're
have
already pissed.
You have another one just drive by all the traffic. Like, hey, check it out.
just
Here's-
a random.
Yeah.
What are you going to sell commercial spots in between?
Fuck yeah, great idea.
There you go.
Maybe we could get EMTs paid more.
Right. $500 an hour isn't enough. This is bullshit.
It's crazy.
It's just they're all just curious. That's what causes this big problem.
No,
It's
honestly,
curiosity.
Honestly, you're onto something. If you're sitting in traffic for 3 hours and you're like, what the is going on? If you got something, like I said, like an Amber Alert, but it was like a traffic alert, like,
Yeah.
hey, in your area, there was an accident. Like,
That would go off.
you're going to
every-
be sitting there
in New
for,
York. That would go off every 12
And-
seconds.
oh, I mean,
I see what you're saying. You're not terribly, but
Yeah.
even if you did a 1 mile radius, cars keep moving.
they do.
And if there's houses there, like on the highway, there's houses, they're going to get text every 12 seconds. But
All
I
right.
get what you're saying.
Then you
Yeah.
put this like, all right, anything that comes in this little.
No, I
bubble
like your
gets-
advertising machine running down the side. Call John and John Law Firm if you've been in an accident. Also, 1 hour and 3 minutes he did.
I'm saying they're always selling all their vehicles at auction. Take one, put a billboard on it, and that's your little driver when traffic's bad.
Who's selling them at auction? Who's selling
Uh,
what?
like ambulances, police cars, they all get sold at auction.
Oh.
When they're done with them, you just don't get
How
done
many
with this one.
miles on that one you have?
Oh God. How about how many miles on one of the 1980s? I feel like they're
Still have them?
I feel like they're.
It
I
still has it for
I
1980?
I think so. I'd have to check. but-
670,000 miles.
Something like that.
Oh, sorry, turned over twice. It's 2,680,000.
I can tell you, the maintenance guys are the bomb. I love them. They can work miracles on all the trucks.
Not duct tape and a screw bolt in your back. No.
It is all hands on
You
deck.
put your car in there on the day, like, hey, can you give me a little tune up while I'm not working? You do.
I asked one day, I was like, yo, I think the oil in my car's low. Can you guys like check? And he's like, no, we can't do that. And I'm like,
Like, hey, got my wiper blades, little detail. You know I make $500 an hour, right? Come on.
Do y'all have your own gas station? Like for the
like fueling stations?
Yeah.
Yeah, for all the entities in the area.
So you don't go to the gas station to get gas.
No.
You go to your gas station.
Mhm.
Like so it's like 7-Eleven, but your 7-Eleven. Little snack machine in there, ATM machine.
No snack machine.
Hey, before that guy dies, you want any Twinkies?
No. There's
Give me a root beer and a Twinkie. We're on our way to pick up Doug. I like that one. That's awesome. They cash out the end.
No, we don't have to do anything. It's just like a code.
Yeah.
Do you self-service or is there somebody that pumps it for you too?
We have to pump it.
How long does that take?
Self-service.
Wait, takes.
Depends on how much fuel we've used. Got a half a tank. I'm gonna sit there for probably 5, 6, 7 minutes. Just
Pumping away.
So, could you imagine the bill on that bad boy?
I don't even want to ask. Literally,
Does it rotate and you get to see? many gallons?
we see how many gallons.
But does it be like $4,420,
pricing.
81, 91?
I've always wanted to ask. I've always wanted. How much does it cost to fill one of these ambulances based
many times
off
you
of the
How
fuel?
many times do you fill up? Once a day? Twice a day?
Once or twice a day
A lot of fuel.
with each truck. Once or twice a day.
All 15.
Yeah, if there's 15, yeah, depending on however many we're using.
We're about to look up the fuel compression on the ambulance, aren't we? Yes.
Now, how
much
guarded
does
is
it
this gas? Because I lived in a town one time
Mm-hmm.
many years ago.
You live in a town.
It's
that-
not gas though.
I was-
You know what it is?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
diesel.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so like, I used to be able to go to the police station and fill up my car
Why?
with their
Wouldn't.
gas pumps.
There's people there with snipers.
You used to.
Oh,
be able to do
shit.
that?
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
What were you, the mayor or something?
No, I knew a guy that gave me the
So
code
you would just slide into the police gas station
and fill up.
and nobody said anything.
Dude, like 6 months I didn't pay for gas.
And nobody said anything. Why a 1998 Honda Accord was getting fully filled up.
Go at night.
What kind of car did you have?
Back then was
I can see Joe pulling up with his
Chevy
Camaro.
S10 95.
Gonna take it out there pumping gas.
With
Well,
a
no, I
thumb.
wasn't trying to like cause attention. I was just, a little S10. And
You know that's stealing, right?
Yeah.
So you stole from the police station
with permission, not stealing technically.
borrowing.
No.
with no intent to give it back.
Yeah, no. Like I had permission to do it. So.
See Joe walking in the front. Hey, I'm not here to arrest. I'm just pay my gas bill. I don't know him. I'm not getting him out of jail. No. I just want to pay my gas bill. You got a Twinkie, by the way?
To answer your question, at average, an ambulance holds 40 gallons of fuel.
Diesel's about what?
$4
$4
a gallon, $160 to fill one up times 15 trucks makes $2,400 a day to run 15.
No, she said 1 to 2 times a day. So I would say more like 3 to 5
Okay,
grand
so
a day.
it's $5,000 a day to run.
Let's just say,
15.
yeah, $5,000 a day.
That's crazy.
And you get paid $500 every time you pick me up. This is bullshit.
Well, this is why it's $500 to
Right?
pick somebody up. The fuel bill's expensive.
It's not that much. I mean, how many miles you get out of that?
$5,000 a day?
Man, it's a lot of money.
A day.
And you weren't helping that, by the way, from your gas privileges.
sir.
Well, hey, the fuel was a lot less expensive
It was.
back then.
You were going to go to jail for 91 cents. What was wrong with you? I filled up my Prelude back there for like $9.
You gotta take it when you can.
So I want to hear this story real quick. I'm sorry, God, track. So your friend was a cop,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Hey, Joe, just go get free gas."
Yeah, he gave me the code. He was like, just fill it up. Just don't do it in the daytime.
What's the code? Like the code of the gas machine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like
code.
buttons on the machine. You
Uh-huh.
put in like your own code,
Yeah.
and that shows that you're the one like fueling.
Mm.
Wait a minute. That's
It
good.
wasn't separate codes back then.
It was all one.
It was one code.
Okay, because
Do you have your own code?
yeah,
Do you mind sharing that?
no.
Thought I'd try. Thought I'd try a little quick Joe move right there.
Yeah, no, we're going back like 15, 20
Okay.
years.
So
Well, that's
every
insane.
EMT has their own code to fill up the gas.
Yeah, that's usually.
Hey, it's your turn, dude. I filled up my car yesterday. Your turn. I need you to fill up this truck, bro. I mean, you should know though. I mean, I guess you fill up when it's empty, right? You don't fill up a half a tank.
Oh yeah, we have to top it off every time, after every shift. We have to top
Oh,
it
that
off
makes
as a
sense.
crew. Yeah,
Yeah.
I learned this new thing too. DEF. There's like DEF gauge. It's
Like
a
here?
liquid DEF, DEF, for the trucks. I guess it goes into the engine and like keeps it well oiled or something.
Like a well.
Exhaust. Yeah, it goes into the yeah.
It's made for emissions. All diesel engines run it now.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
It's just another.
So we have to
consumable.
keep on top of that too, which is
I know how we can save on gas. Stop sitting in the 7-Eleven with the AC on. How many times I drive by a 7-Eleven, see you sitting there. Maybe not you personally, but see one of your flashy red trucks sitting there, red and white trucks. AC blowing it cold.
Listen,
I'm not mad at you. I'm just kidding.
it's hot. Okay.
Y'all said my parking lot with the AC on. I'm like, she was there an hour with the AC on. That is $42 I just paid for you to sit in my parking lot.
Very much.
Call him tow truck next time. I'm calling Joe. Joe, bring me that gas code.
It's crazy. It's so crazy how expensive it is, even just for us.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's a lot of money that, has to come out. Somebody's got to pay for it.
Now, what goes into restocking at the end? Like your bar shift, when you're done, you have to restock this, this is. What goes into your restocking, let's call it? Like at the end of the night when you come back or end of the morning or day, whatever it is, and you're like, okay, I'm off shift. How much long do you have? What do you have to do to get that truck ready for the next guy? Because you share trucks day and night shift, right?
yeah,
That truck
depends.
doesn't sit there while you're off for 12 hours or whatever, right?
No, most times the trucks are in service.
So
for
you're
24
coming,
hours.
you and Lucy are coming in, and Steve and Bob are right out the door, pretty much taking the same truck. So do you have to restock it, or do they restock?
Yeah, we do. We have a crew at one of the stations that helps with the restock, but we are supposed to help with it too. Especially like if we're at like the fire stations and stuff, so we get stock at the fire stations and then we take care of it. So basically it's whatever we use. With the truck that I do, a BLS truck, I don't use a whole lot of stock throughout the day. So I don't have a ton of stuff to do at the end of shift. But if I was on a medic truck, on an ALS truck, we're using all kinds of like shit throughout the shift, like, fluids and all that stuff.
Gauze,
IVs, things like that. So we just have to make sure we top it all
hydroperoxide,
off.
all that stuff.
I need to restock 30 gallons of fentanyl.
Thank God I don't have to deal with any of that. But yeah, we have to get that restocked throughout the day sometimes. But yeah. It doesn't take long. It's actually not that bad. And for me, I like doing it because it's just, I look at the stuff every day. And so I'll never forget, where stuff is. If there's an emergency, I know where to grab it. Like so I like
So
stocking.
everybody puts it at the same spot, the day crew and the night crew.
Yeah, everything on the truck has to be in the same
I would totally mess
space.
with it.
What did they do?
People will mess with each other and they'll do that.
Like,
They'll move stuff around.
hydroperoxide, put that there. That's what baby butt paste here. Hydroperoxide here. We're going to mess with her.
I want to know how they got everyone that works there to put stuff in the same spot. Please tell me their secrets, because I don't understand. In the restaurant industry, you could fucking label it and it still won't go to where it's supposed to go.
It says Rumplemans, and you says Rumplemans, it's Bailey's.
It's Bailey's.
Not even close.
Nope.
What is their secret? What are they doing to make sure people remember this?
$500 an hour. That's the key.
Because the stuff we're using saves people's lives. So we have to know where
Stuff we do saves people's lives.
All the time.
That Rumpleman helped that guy get laid, and now he is a happy man.
We save a
saved his
divorce a day. We literally save a divorce a day.
I believe that.
Do we just compare ourselves to paramedics? We are going to hell in a handbasket.
Big time. Going straight.
We are done. No $500. Do not pass go.
Do not pass go. Just keep going. Straight to jail.
Just blows my mind. I know this says plates, but where did the plates go?
No, seriously, those were the types of questions we would get.
Yeah.
At that place.
Yeah, a lot.
I have one answer for that.
And
where does this go? I'm like, it goes right between re and tard. Right in the middle. Right in the middle. You can't miss it.
Something he would say.
Right in the middle.
I was not that mean.
And I know it's a hurtful word, but I'd love to bring it back. I enjoyed using it as a child.
A child? You used it as an adult.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like I learned it as a child.
You did.
His mom called him that all the time.
He would like verbally eviscerate someone right in front of me, and I'm just like,
I don't see Joe being mean to anybody. Was he mean?
Sometimes.
I don't ever see
him. There were specific staff members that deserved verbal evisceration on a daily
He did
basis.
not like them. You can't verbal anything anymore.
No, he liked them. He liked the employee, but they were just an asshole constantly to me, to other people.
Why did you not get rid of them? You're both managers or owners, managers, whatever. Why did you not be like, hey, your time is up?
Look, you can't get rid of one person because out of 60 or 80, they pissed off one. I mean, when you have that many people working together, there's people that are going to not get along.
Just so you know, we do not agree with you.
Well, I know. But by that logic, I'd have no staff.
He listen, and you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Okay. He was such a douchebag. he was not a manager, but he was like an assistant. I forget what the position he had was back there. But I was above him.
Yeah.
And because I was over the whole restaurant. That's what I thought my title was. And anytime
What was your title?
assistant manager,
Yeah.
right? Floor manager, assistant manager, something like that.
No, yeah, she was assistant at that point.
And I would go in and like ask questions about like specials or, hey, what are we out of or whatever. And he would just give me nothing but attitude. Like, why do you need to know that? That's none of your business. And I would just look at him like, actually it is. And it was like a male over a female thing, like one of those.
Testosterone.
Yes. And I would get so pissed. I'm like, can you stop being a dick for 5 seconds and just answer my question? I have to go get him to be like, look, I need this information. And so is refusing to give it to me. And I hated having, and he would, so this is where the training came in, the Miyagiing, if you will, to be a bitch.
Why don't you just mess with them back? Open food, 1 penny, and orders a corn dog. Those were so much fun, dude. I used to order open food. I'd be like, crab legs, no meat.
No meat.
Do you want to see somebody fly out of the kitchen? We don't even have crab legs. Then it says no meat.
They come right out.
They come out. What? Who's crab legs with no meat? Like, and they're trying to. We don't even have crab legs. Like, you have to have fun with it. Corn dog,
eventually.
Corn dog, extra honey or extra syrup, and they're like,
no, I did. Eventually, I did. I got stronger because of the Miyagi.
It helped you to be an EMT now.
It helped me to be EMT.
Walking in there.
Because now I can handle I can handle people when they're aggressive or they're mean. Now and I play with them. You know, if they'll get in the back of the truck and they're just immediately nasty, and I'm like, "How's your day? It's so pretty outside. Look at the sun. At least it's not raining." And they'll just stare at me. But by the end of
the is sticking outside of my leg. How's your day?
But by the end of the truck ride, they're in good spirits. So I can turn the situation.
Have you met some good relationships with people? I'm not saying you have a relationship with them, but like, you know.
No, I've been able to establish the healthcare provider to the patient relationship.
Right.
Yeah, I can now there are obviously I'm going to have off days, so it's not like that all the time. I'll get somebody that's, upset over their tummy being upset, and I'm just like,
stop being a wimp. I got a question. Have you ever had a 12-hour shift where you didn't get called anywhere?
Yes.
A dud day.
They're called a no-hitter.
Like you sat there with the AC on and the Cheetos for 12 hours and didn't have to move.
Yep, I've had one.
One
in 2 years. A no-hitter.
A no-hitter. Not one time you were called.
Nope.
And you just sat in the 7-Eleven parking lot for 12 hours. You switched parking lots.
I think we're about Publix.
After like 2 hours, like, you want to go to Publix?
Do you have to be out on the road or can you be at like a base?
Yeah, so we both. There's both. So like I have very good relationships with a lot of the firefighters.
So you called it a no-hitter?
It's called a no-hitter.
Like baseball, no-hitter.
Yeah.
Hey, good job.
Hey. I was waiting for you to pick it up.
Hate you both. I don't like Jimmy.
So we'll go a lot of times, depending on where they put us, I'll go hang out at the fire stations and go hang out with the dudes. Like they're just such good people. And I like having good working relationships with the firefighters, especially because I can't do my job without them. So they help me tremendously. So yeah, sometimes we'll go sit at the
You guys go slide down the poles and
listen.
Take a nap.
When you are working as hard as we do, I grab my pumpkin pillow and my blanket and I go chill in one of the recliners and I'm like, all right, y'all. Like we're stationed, we're put. I got the radio. I can hear everything. Yep.
Call me if you need me.
I'd
be afraid. I mean,
that sounds awesome.
I swear I wouldn't wake up 14 hours later. I'd be like, oh, shit. 37 missed calls.
You would think so, but
isn't that $500 today?
Damn. You would think so, but it goes off every few seconds. So it's like I've learned how to sleep without sleeping. So I can
got
rest.
The keyword. You can hear the
Can't
number.
you be like, listen,
okay.
I mean, do you ever be like, hey, listen, partner, I'm going to go take a nap. You call me if we need anything.
Oh, yeah. Everybody does that. Yeah.
Restaurant business, we've done it. I'm going to go sit in the office, put my feet on the desk. Yeah. Let me know when happy hour's here.
Everybody, it's kind of an unspoken.
So one no-hitter in 2 years.
One no-hitter in 2 years. And then, the other day I had, let me see. I think it was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I started at like 7:30. And it was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I had no calls. Our first one came out at like 4.
So you almost got no hitter. You had a one hitter. One hitter.
It's pretty cool when we get those, actually. I'm just like, how does this happen? Like, this never happened.
I mean, what do you do when you're bored? What do you do when you sit there? Like, do you just like sit there and, I mean, you can only talk to somebody so much.
I sleep.
I would nap the whole time.
I nap the whole time.
Yeah.
You just pull in a Publix parking lot and take a nap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so going to mess with you guys when I drive by and start honking the horn.
I mean, like I'll watch movies or something or study. Like I have a book that I use that I keep up on like the EMT stuff. Like if I can't, I'll like what do you call it? Brain teasers, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I'll ask myself questions, and if I don't know the answer, I have the book. I'll look it up. So like I try to stay on top of like the skills I have to know. But yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll nap, watch movies.
I
hang
commend
out.
you. I don't think I could do it. I think I would love to do the job itself, but sitting there for 5-6 hours, dude,
Oh.
reading or watching a movie or sleeping, I couldn't do that over and over again.
Well, some people get out and they walk around and they, like we'll go because
If you need me, I'll be at the bar.
I mean, yeah.
I'm only eating nachos. Don't worry. I'm 3 beers in. It's just fine. My blood's thin. It's okay.
Take blood thinners. That's a whole nother one. But yeah, we can park, like there's tons of places around the areas where you can go like park by ponds and stuff like that. And so, people will get out and they'll walk around, and I do that too sometimes if I need to get outside. I don't sit the whole time in the truck, but
I mean, I had a job. I did part-time security for they were doing construction work, so it was a big development. And I had my truck, and I just had a little like magnetic yellow security light for the top of it.
And you plugged in your ashtray.
Yeah. So all I was doing, like my job was, God, and this is going back, it was like 17, 18 bucks an hour 20 years ago to just literally sit in my truck and make sure no one messed with any of the construction material. So like if somebody was coming down the road, I'd just plug my light into the cigarette lighter and that, most of the time it would deter them away. But I used to have, a double DIN, navigation system in there. So I had a DVD player in my truck. So I'd watch movies and I'd have like a bottle of Bacardi and some diet. I was watching my weight then. So 0 carbs, 0 sugar. It was my good thing.
You say drink on the clock.
I would literally sit there and drink all night in my truck while watching movies.
So you get free gas, and then you sit there in your truck, drinking and driving. Technically, you're in that position with a fake light on.
It's a real light.
I can't believe we're friends, bro.
But dude, the only time my light ever not worked
Was when you went to get gas at the gas station, at the police station?
No, I was sitting there like, I'm sitting there drinking. I turned my light on, and every time my light would come on, like they'd pretty much just turn around. Like everyone's like, oh, okay. But this guy wasn't turning. I'm like, all right, motherfucker, let's go. All right. Trying to rob it. I'm trying to be all big and tough. I get out of my car. It was a fucking cop. I was like, oh, sorry. It's just, you're okay. You're okay.
I'll see you at the gas pump later. I got you, Doug. You and Doug were friends.
You and Doug were besties.
Besties.
Does he not have some of the best stories ever? I feel like I could come to know, and like if I just need a laugh, he can pull a story out like that.
The Key West stories.
The Key West stories are the best.
There's a lot of those.
Good times.
It was good times.
Yeah.
I can say I don't really do a ton of stuff and fun stuff like that as an adult, but my 20s and most of my 30s, I thoroughly fucking enjoyed myself.
You got to get back to that again.
Like it right now, like I used to enjoy like getting ready to go out to the bar. Like, oh, who am I gonna meet?
Mhm.
Like how's this night gonna go? Like I loved that being around people, and I still like to be around people. But
No, you don't.
I love a nap. I love naps.
I
Yeah.
did try to call you the other day, and you just.
I did. I took a nap. So
I called him like 12:30. I'm like, you up? He goes, well, I was up earlier, and I took a nap. Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm
the same.
I'm taking a couple days off.
You
so
take 37 naps.
I was gonna say you nap all day.
All day while eating Twix and watching freaking Smurfs. I mean, you don't have,
Butterfingers.
Uh,
Yeah, Naps are the best.
I swear to God, you know what?
Remember
Next
as
time,
a kid?
next time I see an Amos pulled over and not do anything, I'm gonna knock on the window. Hey, you guys good? Am I
You
sleeping?
should.
Y'all need a Butterfingers? Let me know if y'all need lunch. I know y'all sleeping. I'm totally gonna do it. And I'm gonna bring up your name. I know what y'all doing here. We had her on the show. I know what you do.
We know your life.
We know your life.
life.
And by the way, that's a good episode of Grey's Anatomy. You're on season 3.
You remember as a kid, like whenever they tried to put us down for naps, I never wanted
Hated
to go down
naps.
for a nap.
No.
I'm like, let me play. It's pretty outside. There's swings.
Or when your parents put you to bed at 8:30 and you're like, no, I want to stay up till
I
10:30.
used to fight going to sleep all the time as a kid.
I love sleep.
Yeah, me too.
I love, it just.
I don't even care. I know we're gonna sleep when we die, but like
Yeah.
I like sleeping now.
I sleep when you're dead. I sleep 3 hours a night, 2-3 hours a night.
That's
I don't know
terrible.
how he does.
I go
it. It's insane.
seriously.
That's it.
I'm 25 plus a couple of years,
Okay.
and I go to
I
bed.
thought
Usually,
22, but that's
I love you.
We're
even
around
more. I love you even more. Just give me that gas number. We good. man.
Give me that gas
Give me
number.
that gas code. Yeah, I'm in my 40s, and I'll sleep about 3, maybe 4 hours a night, and I'm good. I can't sleep anymore.
that's terrible. I know.
But think about it. If you sleep for 8 hours a day, you slept a third of your life.
Do you want to know what I did today?
Slept?
All day
All day.
until 5 o'clock when I got up to get ready. Was in bed the whole day.
Well, think about it. You sleep 8 hours a day, 7 days a week
Mhm.
for your 60, 80 years of life. You slept a third of your life. So if you're alive 90 years and you sleep 8 hours a day, you slept 33 years of your life. I don't want to. I'll die maybe 10 years before you, but I'm going to go out the right way, go out having fun.
Yeah.
Go out going, I did everything that Joe did in his 20s. I did all the way up to my 60s.
But who wants to live till they're 80? I know I sure as hell
I don't. Yeah, no.
Like when my body is broken down and I can't do some cool shit, seriously, kill me. That'd be awesome.
The
Like
Kevorkian.
I tell my
Kevorkian
kid,
method.
I don't know what the world's going to be like when I turn that age, but like if my kids can just give me a pill, if I'm a burden, just I'm good. I'm done. I had fun.
There's states you can do that.
It really should be legal everywhere.
It should be.
You can do it for your dog.
Yeah, but you can't do it for a
humans,
person.
Yeah.
I want to come to my own funeral.
How so?
Well, if I know
So
that
he
I
wants
can
to
take
walk
a
in
pill, I
and
want
then
to
get-
come to the party.
Yeah.
And then when we're done, I'll go.
Oh yeah, and
pull the
then
fucking curtain, take the pill, go to bed.
I love
Oh,
that. You can go to your own
I
funeral.
can hang out with
Wait,
all my
what?
friends.
You want to go to your own
I wanna go to
funeral?
my own funeral? Absolutely.
I've
What,
never
do you come
heard
back
that.
to the spirit?
We're gonna no.
I love
No,
it.
we have
That's
the funeral.
a good thing.
And
You're
then-
there.
Right,
Yeah.
I'm not
there.
crying if you're standing next to me, bro.
No,
I'm just
I
telling
don't
you
want
right
anybody
now.
crying at my funeral.
Celebration of
We're gonna
life.
have to have a band and a cover charge anyway, because that's how we're paying for this. But
Yeah, funerals aren't cheap.
I want to come.
So
And
you
when
want
we're
to come
done-
to your funeral? We're all standing around. We miss this soul. He was so great. He was great at editing. We love this guy.
And then he's going to go behind the curtain.
See you, man.
Right. I go
Love you,
behind the
man.
curtain with the doctor or the vet.
He
or
shoots
whoever.
something in your neck, and then all of a sudden,
Yep.
and then the real celebration of life starts. The after party.
The after party.
He gone, Joe. We good. Let's go. Grab the Bacardi and the gas code. We're good.
Where's Doug?
Where's Doug?
All right, so we're getting it down to that. Come on, Karen.
So, come on, Karen.
Come on, Karen. Karen.
So, with your experience in, hospitality for so long and, your current job dealing with the general public still, we know Karens and we know, how they, the 1-star reviews and everything that, gets out there. What is your worst Karen? Like the worst Karen you've ever met?
At the bar.
Bar or
at
any industry.
anything.
Like
It
what?
was at your place. You don't remember that lady with the emo with the party?
The emo?
Email.
Oh, there's an emo.
I'm
Not
sorry.
ringing a bell.
She remember because I kept wanting to fight, like argue back with her. She was I forget what party it was there.
Oh, was this a credit card one?
Mm.
I do remember.
Come on, tell us the story. Let's hear it.
I don't remember all the details, but I do remember she got pissed off over. Then we charged her card for something, and she came after us for like fraud. She was like, "I'm going to sue you guys." I mean, she.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all suing. They all have,
Yeah.
they,
Oh my
they all
God,
have
but
lawyers.
She was.
Hon-
I don't know
honey,
what it was about this one, but she was on another level.
Your card overdraft for $2. You ain't got a lawyer. You ain't got one.
My card
I
just
told-
overdrafted today.
I told somebody that one time,
Yeah.
like you took $6 out of my account and overdrafted. I'm calling my lawyer. I go, you ain't got a lawyer.
got a lawyer.
Not if you're $6 overdraft. You want your $6. You ain't got a lawyer. Ain't nobody gonna take this case.
It
I
is.
flat out told the guy, I was like, ain't nobody gonna take
Yeah.
your case, man. You negative $6.
Yeah, who's gonna
Ain't no pro bono in this one.
sponsor you?
Ain't no pro bono guy.
Yeah.
No, that was probably the worst one I've ever done.
Yeah, no, that one. It was just honestly, just a mistake.
And it was an honest mistake.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
done on
somebody
purpose.
ran the wrong card. Like took this card, ran on this tab. It should have been for this tab.
It was a
on
decent
that-
amount, so I can
Yeah.
understand the frustration.
You ever done it when they gave it to the wrong person?
Oh yeah, this is what this
Yeah.
was.
And Tom left with Susie's card, and Susie's standing there. What do you do with that? When Tom left with Susie's card, Susie's standing there going, "You don't have my card," and she's got an $80 tab.
Well, I mean, the tab. Obviously, the restaurant covers the tab.
And then
Yeah.
give her Tom's card.
No, well, we don't give them the other. Like it's like, hey, we lost your shit. Sorry.
Essentially.
Yeah, I mean, there's really
You're
not
the
much
come
you
on,
can
Karen,
do.
on this story. Come on, Karen, give me the right card.
But no, like once it's gone, like what are you gonna do? I mean, it's like, sorry, people suck.
We had a server drop the card before
Oh, and it went under the floor.
before the remodel. We had a server drop.
There was no getting this
It
card. Like,
came
it's
out
never
of
gonna
out
happen.
of the checkbook and in front of the table, just
And went
dropped.
down the deck
Yeah.
Yes, it was
in front of the customer.
It was yep.
Oh yeah.
What'd you do?
I laughed at first when
I-
they came to tell me.
I would have been like, I'm gonna take that back. There is no fee, except you need to order a new card.
I think.
God. I think we got the money though. I think we got the money. The card was charged.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah. We had
that-
charged them at
Give
that
them
point.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
think-
dropped my card. Like I get it. I could go get a card at my bank tomorrow, but like,
no,
at
we
least-
did. We gave them like a round of drinks.
Yeah. It was
I
a round of
think.
drinks. Yeah. They were super nice about it.
They
I
were.
was like, look, there's without me ripping up the deck, like literally getting a pry
I
bar.
would have been like, your sign out there says remodeling in 2 months. Start now. Start now. I've got all the time, and I've got,
Funny.
and don't worry, I've got gas tonight. I've got a gas code. I got a gas code.
They came into the office and they're just like, so this is what happened. And I'm just sitting in the big chair and I'm just whatever. I had to call him and tell him. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, okay. And they're like, well, the card fell. And I'm like, okay,
So
what do you mean
pick
the
it
card
up.
fell? Yeah, right. I'm like, and he goes, well, it fell in the crack. I said, I'm sorry. what? Like inside the deck, like in between, yeah, it's like gone. I'm like, did you tell the? Well, I did it in front of them. Like it happened in front of them. I was like,
Yeah. They watched the whole thing go down.
oh my god. So I had to go out and talk to the table, and yeah, they were not. I had to tell them. I was like, they
Just bought
were.
a round of drinks.
Just a
Yeah,
round of
I wouldn't be upset about it. I mean, stuff happens. Dude.
Yeah, with the face on the server. It was the best. I was like, it's the world's not ending. It's okay.
And then I'll give you all the
Well,
credit.
did you get the card back when you ripped up the deck?
Oh no.
We found a lot of credit cards under the deck.
I would have called that guy.
I mean, they,
Yeah, I know it's been 2.5 years.
Honestly.
Have your credit card.
and there
Doug
was,
Smith, right?
there was 25-year-old menus. I mean, there was a lot of stuff under the deck. I really should
A
have.
New Year's Eve flyer from 84.
84.
I really should have got like a metal detector, and I'm sure there
Jewelry,
was
gold.
therapy and or not therapy, yeah, jewelry and everything.
Let's go back to you were going to give me all the credit. I want to.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Let me hear.
Now I lost my train of thought. I was going to give you all this credit. Now I can't remember what I was giving you credit for.
Great.
Oh, the way you handled it with the guest, like give you all the credit because like you even tried. You were like, "How do I get this?" And I'm like, "You can't."
I went down into the sand
Yeah,
pit.
she was trying to like climb under the building, and then I'm like, "Look, you can't get it." And she's like, "I think I can." I'm like, "If you go 3 more feet, you're gonna hit a concrete wall.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get it."
It was gone.
And then she hit the concrete wall. I'm like, "You're not getting it." Like I don't know. Like I
give me a chisel.
I would have given
I
him
see
this.
you are trying so hard.
I
but
would
you
have said the
can't
only
do it.
the only thing you're going to get is manager of the month. Stop. There's no more to get, and my gas code. That's all you're going to get.
Oh, my brother
Like-
from another mother would have been mad if I got manager.
In my head, I'm like, damn, you got 2 more hours left in the shift and you've been crawling in the sand. Now you're all dirty.
I just felt bad. I felt really
She
bad.
did. She did. She tried everything that she could to get this card.
I was a really good manager.
I could tell.
I really was. The staff really did like me.
They did.
I mean, we bickered, but I did really, I mean, managing is, I feel like if I wasn't an EMT or in the medical field, I would have stayed a manager of a restaurant because that was like my niche. I could handle so much crap. I mean, obviously there were things that would get me riled up, you know, he would help me out with, but I was good at I was
At good at what?
I was good at maneuvering and managing and like getting everybody to work together for the most part. I mean, there were, you know, of course, a couple people in the kitchen I could have done without, but you know, besides them,
Telling you, crab like no crab.
should have done.
Honestly, the one of the most important things to managing, not just in the restaurant, it's just managing people.
Mhm.
It's being able to read the situation and read how someone else is going to react on what you're going to tell them, and then how to plan.
Mhm.
You know, it's just reacting. That is
You're
really
literally
all
the
it
best.
is.
Like you, that's what I'm saying. The best boss I've ever had is
Aw, thanks.
you. Honestly, no offense to any boss I have now, but like you just knew how to handle people And, like you're saying in the EMS field, you have to think ahead, right? For the patient, you could think ahead on like the conversation, how the conversation is going to go. How can I get it to go smoothly? How can I get it to dissipate? You knew how to kind of I don't know how to say, I guess, deactivate me from
Yeah.
a 10 to like a 2.
Well, yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, what's the worst that's going to happen? All right, so this is terrible. What's the worst that's going to happen? Okay, here's how we'll handle the worst.
Yeah.
And then as long as the worst doesn't happen, it's not that bad.
No,
And then even if the worst happens, at least you got a plan.
exactly. Yeah. So that's why I'm glad I got all that from you.
Oh, I was happy to help. Well, loved having you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Especially going to call me the best boss in the world. We should have her on more often.
And we're getting a gas code.
We're getting a gas code.
I want a gas code.
Call Doug.
Fucking Doug.
Love Doug.
But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. We will see you next week. Remember to check us out on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X, and Spotify.
I'm not sure about the 90s, but I kind of like it. This episode brought to you by Stir Hospitality.
Go to stirhospitality.com if you are a new restaurant. If you're a restaurant that is not seeing the profits that you used to,
Bar and nightclub.
bar and nightclub too, they will get you back in the black. Stirhospitality.com.